Alright, Huber, getting it in under the wire here. Witchfire.
Yes.
From the guys that they did some Painkiller and stuff back in the day before their current group.
There's a stake gun in Witchfire.
Yeah, so Witchfire's been in early access for a bit. They're putting out this big Webgrave update. One of the bigger updates they've had is they're getting closer and closer to 1.0. You got a little bit of time in there. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I played it about a year ago. Early access, so I just sampled it. It felt really good then, and it was definitely a game that I really knew I was going to come back to. A first-person shooter fantasy roguelite is absolutely in my wheelhouse. So the basic loop of the game is you have your hub area. In that hub area, you can, use witch orbs to level up. You can equip your gear, level up gear. A lot of things to do in your hub area. And then you go on runs through a portal to different regions. And each region has, different enemies, different objectives on the map. Some that will constantly respawn every time you go. And then others where it'll be like, you have to figure something out in the level to advance it to maybe like a big boss fight or something.
Okay.
So I hadn't played in about a year, and then I just played the, newest build, and then this preview build, of course, and it felt pretty much the same. So I think it's been more of a, refinement, crunching the numbers and adding systems to the game as well, which we'll get into a little bit.
Okay.
But it wasn't some huge it feels completely different. It feels similar. Which is a very good thing because the base foundation of this game is rock solid. It's not insanely fast-paced. It's not like a fast-paced shooter. It's a little more deliberate, little more calculated in your approach. There's a dodge button, there's a double jump, and then you have your primary weapons and some spells as well. And you also need to manage your stamina because that's how you dodge as well. So pretty much you'll go into little pockets of each map on a run, and then, enemies will spawn, you kill a bunch of them, and then they'll drop loot or a character upgrade for that individual run, which is really fun, and those range from more health, faster reload, to different things that completely alter your run, like your damage is the opposite of your health. So if you're low on health, you do a lot of damage. If you're high on health, you do a little damage. So little things like that. Some of the new stuff that, the hardcore Witchfire gamers will be interested in is a new region, Webgrave. Huge, massive region, blighted town. I can't speak to the little intricacies of each level because I haven't even played all the levels in this game. So my insight to that isn't as valuable as someone who has been digging into and replaying all of the levels that are already there. But pretty much every level I played, Blood, is fairly similar. There's rocks and buildings and little huts and big castles and, little creek areas or big ships, and it's all very medieval fantasy.
Yeah.
Which is really good. I like the levels. There's enough room to kind of explore a little bit. But yeah, again, I haven't played the levels enough to fully have them all downloaded in my brain. But I will say, as someone who loves roguelites and multiplayer games as well, anytime you add a new map, that's like the best thing you can do for me personally.
Right.
Because you're constantly going over those maps over and over again. You're going on runs. So the more maps, the better variety, and the less fatiguing going back and forth to those levels are. More stuff that'll be just a little trickier for me to really compare is like the workshop. this is an area in the hub blood where you can upgrade your weapons. It'll be like choose, it'll be like when you upgrade, you have to do certain parameters. So it'll be like kill 200 enemies with this thing equipped, and then that'll unlock. What they've promised is that it's just a little more clear, and I think that's what early access has really been about. This early access run is just, giving you more control over how your weapons evolve. And that same thing applies to your stats. The stats have been like renamed, and now there's very clear numbers and information right next to where you level up your stats. So it'll be like, if you level up this point, these are the benefits it's going to give you. So it was just a little less clear before. And now with this new update, it's just, gives you nice color coding of like, click that. Okay, green up, green health. My health will increase by 5. So they've been doing that. Another one of the big updates that I actually really like, because I love just more ways to upgrade your character, especially in a roguelite. They've added a rosary.
Okay.
This is a new item in the hub that lets you boost specific skills and enhance certain abilities. So this is just another way to customize your character. So for example, it was like health plus 10%. Ammo reserves plus 20%, because you run out of ammo in this game a lot.
Oh, okay.
You need to manage your ammo.
Kind of like Doom, where like enemies drop ammo, or are you looking around for boxes and stuff?
Both.
Okay.
So enemies sometimes drop a little bit, but there are hidden chests and some on the map that are clearly labeled, like ammo boxes, but they're rare, dude. They are rare. Sometimes you just run out, so you really need to use all of your weapons. You can have 3. You have a primary, secondary, and a demonic weapon. The demonic weapon has different ammo, and the secondary has different ammo reserves as well. So you can have 3 guns, but even then, you run out of ammo, like not insanely quickly, but it's something you always need to be mindful of, Blood, because you'll want to maybe, use your melee attack to kill some enemies to save some ammo. You also have your magic that is just on a cooldown. You can use that whenever.
Oh, okay.
Some of the spells will be like, fire cone, just fire. Another will be like chain lightning, hit a lightning blast at him.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
How do those interact? Like, is there like a good synergy between the magic and the guns, or is it just like use one or the other and
a little bit? Like, I used one of their late game saves, late game builds, so I was using like the shotgun that would hit him for more burn. So then I was just like burning everyone like that, using my flame fire, then burning them more. So I don't know the exact like damage modifiers of combining those skills, but it did feel like I was a pyro build, if you will.
Right.
It wasn't so much about like, ice them and shatter them and like that kind of synergy, but I did feel like I was a pyromaniac. It was pretty awesome. Yeah. And then just stuff that they've added for, the fanatics out there. New weapons and items, again, I said a new map. Like, you can't really ask for anything more than new weapons and maps and items. That's the best. And then higher difficulties as well.
Okay.
Yeah, this is definitely a long-term roguelite grinding game for sure, because some of these runs are very, very punishing, Blood. So I'm going to walk you back to like another example of a gameplay loop would be, for example, 6,000 XP to level up 1 stat point, for example. Go into a match, you're killing enemies, you're surviving, you're like 10, 15, 20 minutes in, you've got about 7,000 or so. Do you want to flee with that to level up 1 stat point, or keep going?
Right. So that kind of thing of deciding like when to exit the level rather than like just keep pushing forward. Kind of like what we were talking about with Moonlighter.
Absolutely. So you die, you lose all of that, but you lose all your, say you have 7,000 XP and you die, you lose it all. You can go back in and try to recover it. So there is a little Souls-like vibe there. If you die again, then it's gone. What's really nice, though, is constantly you're picking up little XP shards. Those are permanent. You can die, you'll save those. And those really start adding up, especially in the early game, because the very early game is punishing. You'll be dying a lot, you'll be like on a 20-minute run and then just die, and it's like, wow, I can't even level up 1 point. I guess I'm going to go back in with no real buffs and try to find my souls again. The good news is that those shards, those can give you 1,000, 2,000, even more than that in one go. So after a couple runs of dying in the early game, it was like, okay, let me see these shards, because traditionally in a Souls-like game, I'll really try to save onto those until I'm like hard stuck. So then I got back to base and I was like, oh, I have enough for like 3 level ups here. Boom, like 3 health points.
Nice.
Going back in, feeling stronger, feeling ready to go. And then just, each level has little secrets and stuff, little documents that you can find. Like, there's so many ways to level up your character. Like we said, the rosary or new weapons and upgrading those weapons. And there's like this altar thing where you can have research going for each runs, and those will discover you new perks and new weapons and spells. Yeah. So just a lot.
Did you get any kind of sense of like how the hub might change or evolve like when you come back from a run?
There's like one, and this was in the early access like a year ago too. There's like one little area where you can like use XP to unlock an additional wing of the castle. And I thought there would be a lot more of that, but it's just like, no, this one little spot, you unlock like a basement. You can go down there and like mess with other things, and it's
okay.
Yeah, I wish there was like even a little more spots to do that, but there is
something to look forward to, maybe.
Yeah, there is a spot that's like end game that I don't even know what the hell is going on in the hub. There's like there's sigils on the ground and things kind of pop up there. And that seems like a long-term thing that'll change, but for the most part, it's kind of just, in between missions, plan it out, get your upgrades going, your weapons, your gear. So, yeah, one of the late game saves, they had like a level 200 something character. So, I was telling you how intense it is sometimes to level up even one time. So again, this is a small team and a big little game, like a big game. This is a game to sink so much time into, and I'm so optimistic and confident in this game, Blood, from a year ago. Like it has some of my favorite shit where it's like the base foundation and the base mechanics are so fun and rock solid by themselves, but then you start adding the run-to-run micro progression and then the long-term macro progression, and it's like, all right, I'm addicted. Let's go. But I'd still be playing right now, but the preview build save files will not carry over. So I'm like, all right, I need to stop and walk away. Like, I'm good for now. Right. That's enough. So yeah, this is the Webgrave update, and they have a roadmap, and they are planning for a 2026 full release. So we're still in early access for a bit. Definitely wish list this, or even buy in now and sample it out, or just put a pin in it and keep an eye on it, because Witchfire, absolutely a winner.
Yeah. Well, and like you're saying too, like the benefit of getting in on that early access, especially like right now, is like if you have complaints, then they might get those things in there before
they're
everything's
listening.
at 1.0. Yeah.
Oh, they're listening so much. They sent over some like blurbs about it. They've got like over 1 million players, and the game was developed by Polish-based self-funded indie team of just 26 developers. Bloodworth.
Yeah.
So 26 people working on this thing, And they said 20 plus hours of game time, but dedicated fans have already played for over 500. So there it is.
Always going to be that guy. Yeah.
Yeah, so it reminds me of like Rogue Legacy 2, right? Like you could technically beat Rogue Legacy 2 in about 20 plus hours, but then it's like, well, there's even hidden enemies and newer enemies to discover. So like new game plus, new game plus plus, new game plus
Right,
plus, and it's like hundreds of hours.
You know what you brought up somebody that's played it for 500 hours, and you know what that makes me think of is like, there's some maniac out there that's like unlocked every skill tree in Path of Exile. You know it.
Oh my god!
You know
every
it.
Node.
Like,
100%. 100%. So yeah, Witchfire, very hyped, still cooking away, and this seems like an absolute massive update that I'm sure the 500-hour fans are just salivating over, just waiting for. So yeah,
cool.
There it
maybe
is.
we'll check back in 1.0 and you can actually really like dive in and really invest that time for real.
Big time. I'm ready, blood. I'm ready to commit.
All right, thank you guys for watching. We've got some more previews up recently, so check those out. We are Easy Allies. We're a small team as well, and we can only do this because of funding directly from viewers just like you. So please check out patreon.com/easyallies. Throw in $5 over there and keep this thing rolling. Thanks.